I'm eating popcorn and I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a documentary about surfing. I'm fucking boiling hot. I'm sweating. The water's been turned off here and the internet is shit. I wanted to do this live, but I can't do it. These are all relevant details except the popcorn and the surfing documentary. But the water is turned off because there's a leak, and water represents consciousness. So the flow of consciousness has been restricted. The internet has been shit here since I moved in. The internet is a flow of information, both information coming in and my information going out. Again, so the two of them are flows, right? But there is no problem. So the mind tries to solve the perceived problem by finding another internet provider, which those doors have all been closed, or solving the leak, all that kind of thing. Obviously, the leak needs to be solved, but it's an energetic, reflection or response, in a sense, to what I or we are working through. It's a collective layer. I have another video recorded on this that I'll put out probably at a later date, which will go into detail, but it is recorded. So my point is that my feeling is that, in a sense, for I or us, only you can decide if you're in that us. There's a circle of people who are collectively, not necessarily consciously, working through layers, similar layers. So we're working with similar energies, and sometimes we dream about each other. We'll meet each other in the dream state, and some people are more conscious of this than others. I'm not conscious of this, not in the dream state at all. I barely fucking sleep. And part of the reason that some of us don't sleep is because there is downloads and there is shifts, that the body and the whole energy field is realigning. So generally I would try to sit up, I would try to meditate, I try to facilitate whatever energetic shift that is. But that's all aside from my point. My point is that I feel that the pause in energy is a result of the work that I did on Thursday by going to the island of La Roqueta, dropping the stone, working with the lighthouse, because there's a number of people around me now who are fucked up or kind of bit all over the place. And my point is that how do we process information? Generally, we try to process information up here, and increasingly I find that more frustrating and extremely limiting. So I encounter people who just keep fucking buying books and reading books. They're trying to find solutions through this. What I hope to try and get across is a degree of the limitation of reading information or listening. If you're listening to fucking spiritual podcasts, or you're fucking listening to me now, or listening to, you know what I mean, or watching these fucking gurus or whatever, the limitation of that is unbelievable. So we see these things as being, oh, I'm going to find the right book. I'm going to read the book by such and such. Did you listen to this podcast? Did you read that fucking post from that guy? And we take in, and maybe we feel a shift. But what's coming through me increasingly is that that's a very narrow sliver of, I really want a better word than information. It's a very narrow sliver of frequency that's available, because that frequency, as we read those lines, or listen to that person, that frequency has to be processed through the mind. And like, I mean, your fucking skin is processing information, but we're ignoring all these fucking energy fields and going, I'm going to go and read a fucking book. Like, that's the mind. I'm trying to move away from people, from working with people who just read books. I'll give you an exercise. If you have a fucking big, intelligent, indulgent, egoic bookshelf of the fucking great books you've read or you're reading, or the books you have on order, I'll give you an exercise. Try not reading any fucking books or watching any including me, any spirituality podcasts, any of this shit for the next month. and allow the other means to process information to come forth. We're going through this narrow fucking tunnel all the time of like, I'm going to put some fucking magic information here. It's going to change my life. And maybe it changes you a little or a lot. But you've got a whole fucking machine, a time machine, processing machine here that can gather, collate, and integrate information constantly. And we're going, oh, I didn't read my book today. Didn't listen to the fucking video today. I mean, when we step back from that, it's fucking delusional. It's madness, utter madness. And I'll give you an example. I'm fucking melting here and I can't have a shower because the water's off. But it's like the body knows temperature, hot or cold, aches and pains. I am hungry. There. It's my mosquito zapper. I have thought in recent days of the murder of mosquitoes and the karma potentially around that. But I kind of thought, no, I'm quite happy to kill them. I'm quite happy. I get satisfaction of hearing the death. Maybe that's a side effect to shadow work. I don't know. But the body is processing everything. The food, our whole entire energy field, the eyeballs, the ears, heart, you know what you feel, you know what you feel in your stomach, you know what you feel in your genitals. All these areas are bringing, if you're walking uphill, if you're walking on sand, if you're walking in the sea, if you're walking in snow, it's all integrating energy. It's all giving you upgrades. I don't know if that makes any sense to people. It makes an enormous amount of sense to me, but it's like we might like it or look at it and go, oh, that's interesting. And then we go and go, I'm going to read me interesting, and it's written by a fucking spirituality guru. I mean, there is a place for books. I love books, and I love the information from fucking great minds and beings who've gone before. But it's 24 hours in the day. There's all these conscious moments and minutes that we don't have our fucking spirituality guru book, How many podcasts did you listen to today? How many spirituality gurus did you listen to this week? Fucking none. None. Do you know why? Because I'm trying to integrate and trying to tune in more into the fucking frequency of that lamp. Because the lamp was designed and put there by my higher self. The lamp is a frequency. If I can tune into the lamp, I can tune into the couch. I can tune into all the fucking aspects of this apartment and why they've been put here. They're not here by chance. We don't pay any attention to these things. But we're not realizing that we chose the fucking paint on the ceiling, or we chose the apartment or the house that has that paint on the ceiling, or that color, or that rug, or that couch, or that fucking car, or whatever the hell it is, or the people in the office, or the texture of the desk or the carpet. We've designed all of these things to present opportunity to us to expand our consciousness. Now, this may sound fucking daft. The more I do this, the more things shift for me. I ain't reading books. I'm not listening to spirituality podcasts. I don't have any gurus. I'm not subscribed to any of these accounts. All I'm doing is fucking trying to observe the present moment and the objects on Earth, because my being chose to come to Earth, to experience Earth. So to wrap it up, if it made any sense, is that there's an absolute overabundance of frequency out there. I'm purposely not using the word information. Information is for the mind. I'm done with the mind. The mind is intended to be a servant of the heart, not the master of the heart. The heart guides us, and then the mind just works in and adds in at times and helps to process at times. So with this abundance of frequency that passes through our being, remember the cylinder to be open. Chest open, solar plexus, stomach, genitals open, all these energy fields open. There is, you look at the blue cup has a frequency, that frequency passes through you. You look at the people in the street, the beach, the sunset, the fucking Netflix, the bowl of pasta, whatever it is, all the frequency, if we're open, the frequency of all that passes through us. And I'm guessing that spirituality people just discard all this stuff because they think it's not spiritual, or they think it's not important, and they think, no, I have to go to my fucking crystals and tarot deck and burn my incense. Or I have to, no, I'll go to the guru in 9 months, and because he's going to tell me what spirituality is. This is all fucking God. Absolutely everything is consciousness. Everything is a frequency. You don't need to go to the fucking ashram or buy the book or listen to the podcast. Anyway, I'm sick of myself. The rant is over. So just to consider that there are many other ways to integrate and process information and allow the circulation or flow of information, flow of frequency to pass through us. It does not have to be limited to whatever is going to pass through the mind. The mind is extremely restrictive and narrow. As open-minded as you are, give me 10 minutes with you. I'll point out how narrow your mind is and how closed our minds are. So try to abandon that and just allow the test it. Do it for a few weeks and see what passes through and how you shift or how you change. Anyway, hope it was of use. It probably wasn't.